It happened at Christmas, and it was with my father-in-law. The house was full, fake laughter, toasts all around. My partner didn't look at me all night, he did. A private conversation, one drink too many, and it happened. Luckily, no one saw us. It happened at Christmas. But it didn't start at Christmas. It started months earlier, the day I met him. I remember perfectly the first time I saw him. I was nervous, getting ready in front of the mirror, thinking about making a good impression on my partner's family, like any woman who wants to do things right. I wasn't expecting anything out of the ordinary. Just a meal, introductions, polite smiles. That's all. Then he appeared. My father-in-law. It wasn't love at first sight, not an instant spark. It was something else. Something more. Something I don't know how to explain. He looked at me. He listened. He spoke to me as if I mattered. As if my opinion counted. From that very first meeting, I noticed something I couldn't stop seeing afterward, the way he treated his wife. Not with exaggerated gestures, not with empty words. With respect. With care. With presence. He would pull out her chair, pour her wine, ask how she was, and actually wait for an answer. He looked at her when she spoke. I watched it all in silence. And every time I looked at my partner, the difference was brutal. My boyfriend was there, yes. Physically. But absent. Looking at his phone. Half listening. Taking me for granted. He never really asked how I was. He never looked at me the way he looked at his wife. Weeks went by, and family gatherings became more frequent. Birthdays, lunches, long Sundays. And without realizing it, I began to look forward to those moments. Not because of the family. Because of him. Nothing inappropriate ever happened. Never a word out of place. Never a wrong gesture. But there were glances between us, or at least that's what I thought. Conversations when others left the table. Constant coincidences in the kitchen, in the backyard, in the hallway. I told myself it was admiration. That it was normal. That it was just respect. A lie. It was something else. Something more dangerous. I was falling in love. I realized it one night, weeks before Christmas. We were all at their house. My partner had left early with some friends. I stayed behind helping to clean up. He was there, drying dishes with me. He asked if I was okay. Not out of obligation. Truly. And I, without knowing why, almost broke down. I told him things I had never told anyone. How invisible I felt. How I gave my all for someone who didn't see me. He listened without interrupting. Without minimizing. Without correcting me. He just listened. Nothing unusual happened that night. But when I left, his voice stayed with me. From that day on, I started having feelings for him. For me, he was the ideal man. At Christmas, the house was full. Family, laughter, music, toasts. Everything supposed to represent happiness. I smiled. Acted. Played my part. Inside, I was a mess. My partner didn't look at me all night. Not once, really. He was busy talking, drinking, laughing with others. I was part of the decor. He, however, did look at me. Not blatantly. Not obviously. But he saw me. Every time I lifted my glass. Every time someone made a toast. Every time I stayed silent. At one point, we were alone in the kitchen. Someone asked for more ice. Someone needed another bottle. Normal excuses. The house was still full, noisy. And yet, there we were. We talked about ordinary things. About nothing. About everything. One drink too many. A nervous laugh. An awkward silence. And it happened. I was unfaithful with my father-in-law. It wasn't planned. I'm not going to go into details. There's no need. I only know that in that moment, I felt something I had never felt with my partner. Genuine care. Attention. I felt valued as a woman. No one saw us. No one suspected a thing. Outside, the laughter, the toasts, the Christmas cheer continued. I went back to the table with a smile. My partner still didn't look at me. My father-in-law didn't either. As if nothing had happened. But it did. And the worst part wasn't that night. The worst part was realizing that what I felt for him hadn't started then. It had been building before. From every visit to their house. From every gesture. From every comparison with my partner. And no one, absolutely no one, suspected a thing. I kept being the right girlfriend. The one who shows up. The one who smiles in photos. The one who responds when spoken to. But inside, something was already broken. Or maybe something had just awakened. I started seeing him differently. Not just as the man I had been unfaithful with, but for what he truly was, a man in every sense of the word. Hardworking. Responsible. Present. He didn't talk too much, didn't make empty promises. He did. He was. He fulfilled. He got up early, came home tired, and still had time for his wife. To listen. To ask how her day went. To be there, even in silence. I saw all of that, and it hurt. Because with my partner, I felt none of that. My boyfriend was easygoing. He let himself be loved, but he didn't know how to love. He didn't support, he didn't accompany, he didn't uphold. Everything was superficial. If I was upset, he changed the subject. If I needed something, he forgot. If I spoke about my dreams, he smiled without listening. And then there was him, my father-in-law, showing, without even realizing it, everything I lacked. I started envying my mother-in-law. Not with resentment, but with admiration. I watched her move around the house with confidence, with calm, with that peace of someone who knows they are not alone. Who has a man by their side who backs them, cares for them, chooses them every day. I didn't have that. I had never had that. And now I knew exactly how it felt. Every gesture he made toward her confirmed something I didn't want to admit. I was in love. In love with a type of man. With that type of man. And he was in front of me every day, reminding me how wrong my life was. We never spoke about what happened. Never. Not a word. Not a glance. He was impeccable. A gentleman. Proper. Distant. As if what had occurred was a mistake he decided to erase to protect everyone. That, far from extinguishing what I felt, made it grow stronger. Because I realized that, above all, he was a man of values. He knew how to pause. He knew how to lose. He knew how to take responsibility for his decisions. I, on the other hand, lived with a knot in my chest. Every time I looked at my partner, I felt nothing. Every time he spoke to me, it sounded empty. I started comparing without meaning to. And he always lost. Always. I caught myself thinking about what my life would have been like if I had met a man like him earlier. If someone had treated me like that from the start. If I could also feel accompanied, supported, cared for. I didn't want to be unfaithful again. I truly didn't. But I couldn't undo what I felt. Because it wasn't desire. It was admiration. It was respect. It was love, even if I didn't want to call it that. No one suspects a thing. My partner still trusts blindly. My mother-in-law still smiles, secure in the man she has by her side. The family keeps gathering, toasting, celebrating. And I'm still here, trapped between what I have and what I wish I had. Knowing that in that house exists the man I've always wanted. And that he's not mine. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one who's gone through something like this. If any of you listening to this story have ever fallen in love with someone you shouldn't. Someone who represents everything that has always been missing in your life. Someone who arrived too late. Someone who didn't belong. Someone who should never have awakened anything. Because that's what hurts the most. It wasn't just one night. It wasn't just Christmas. It wasn't just a mistake. It was realizing what exists and what I never had. And so I ask myself, and I ask you, what do you do when your heart chooses the wrong person? What do you do when you fall in love with someone you shouldn't even look at? Do you ignore it? Suppress it? Lie? Has anyone ever loved someone unrequitedly? I'm still with my partner, as if nothing happened. I keep lying in small gestures, with smiles, with routines. He suspects nothing. He trusts me. He believes everything is fine. And that makes me feel a little guilty. But I also wonder if staying is just another way of lying to myself. What would you do in my place? Because I still don't know.